Welcome to Redeemer. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. Today, I thought since we can't gather for our worship, and this is Holy Week, that maybe we would spend some moments each day talking about what Jesus did on each day of Holy Week. And so you know that yesterday was Palm Sunday when Jesus triumphantly entered Jerusalem. Today is Monday, and St. Matthew in the 21st chapter tells us, in the morning, when he returned to the city, he was hungry. And seeing a fig tree by the side of the road, he went to it and found nothing at all on it but leaves. Then he said to it, "May no fruit ever come from you again." And the fig tree withered at once. When the disciples saw it, they were amazed, saying, "How did the fig tree wither at once?" Jesus answered them, "Truly I tell you, if you have faith and do not doubt, not only will you do what has been done to the fig tree, but even if you say to this mountain, 'Be lifted up and thrown into the sea,' it will be done. Whatever you ask for in prayer with faith, you will receive." Many people find this story very confusing, and in fact, sometimes even un-Jesus-like to curse a fig tree this way. But in fact, it's one of my favorite stories because Jesus is making a very powerful point. Throughout his ministry, he has urged people to have their hearts in worship rather than just the form of worship. And you also have to know a little bit about the geography of the land. Jesus was on the Mount of Olives, and then there's a pretty clear valley, and on the other side of the valley is Jerusalem. And right across from the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem is the temple. Well, from Jesus' perspective, he walked up to this fig tree that looked lush and full and bearing fruit, but found no fruit on it at all. It was barren. And so Jesus used it as a symbolic example of the temple just across the valley. To all outward appearance, it looked great. People were worshiping the way they had been taught to worship. But yet what Jesus knew was that they were doing a form and not a heart way of worshiping. So Jesus used this fig tree to say, just as this fig tree looks fine, but is barren, so the temple over there looks fine, but it too is barren. Where God really is right here with me. It was Monday in Holy Week.